at the camera. I'm so used to hearing, don't look at the camera.
And welcome back to this segment, personal segment of Troy Hensley. In this one, I looked over some of the Facebook and the personal page, and I noticed on there it says that you're a high priest.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
A high priest just means you're a do-boy.
A do-boy?
I am the high priest of Earth Healer's Temple.
Okay.
And it's a pagan, an eclectic pagan temple, and we call ourselves universal pagan.
Okay.
So we say you have all these, like in Christianity, you have all these denominations.
Right.
In paganism, you have all these branches of paganism, and we call ourselves universal pagans because one of our 13 laws says that there's truth in everything,
okay,
but nothing is all truth.
Gotcha.
So we think that in every tradition there's something that everyone will say, I like that, I'm going to take that and put that in my purse.
Okay.
So that's what we work off of. Okay. Now, being a high priest is just minister. I much prefer being called reverend or minister.
Okay.
I consider myself religious,
right,
but I also consider myself more of a humanitarian before any religion. So science and sociology rules me more than anything.
Okay.
And it's the folklore of myths that really stick out to me, and what was used in rituals. Because there are some things that you can read that you'll go, and then there are some things that you go, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
And that's what it's always been a kitchen sink kind of thing for me.
Gotcha.
Whenever it comes to religion. But as a universalist, I believe that whatever someone believes is true.
Okay. All right.
If you look in the physics,
see, I just don't have enough background in there to be able to say anything.
Right.
And
right.
it also interests me with other people's religion, because we're Episcopalian, and part of what it says in there is like what is it? If you're not preaching against me, you're not against me.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I think that we all, first and foremost, we're all human.
Right.
So we can live together peacefully.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing to bounce off of. And that's something that my grandmother always taught me. She always said,
I'm sorry, weather forecast is very windy.
Very windy. So
we might have to speak up as the wind.
Right.
Yes. My grandmother always taught me you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So you think before you speak, and then after you think about it, you still think, is this going to help someone?
Right. Gotcha.
So, and it goes back to the truth, if it has no grace, should not be said. So,
okay, instead of these people who go, well, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. It's also something called tact.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Just because you know it doesn't mean you have to share it.
But as a high priest, I went through educational programs with psychology whenever it helps to counsel others. I've also spent about 7 years of my life learning the occult. And of course, I say 7 years of my life, but really, you never stop learning.
Right.
So you're always learning. But 7 years of my life is spent training.
Just the word occult,
has
a bad connotation.
It does.
Yeah.
And really, what it means is to worship.
Okay. Right. Well, my dad went through something called Education for the Ministry in the Episcopal Church, and one of the first nights he says going with the meaning of words was, tonight we're going to talk about the mythology of Christian religion. My dad got up and said, nope, my religion's not a myth. He's like, no, the mythology is just the story of your religion.
Exactly.
It's not a
myth,
fake story.
Yeah, if you look into the meaning of myth, it's something that's believed to be true.
Right, exactly.
And a story that is carried on.
Right.
So when I have to watch myself, because I like to say, well, the Christian mythology, the pagan mythology, the Jewish mythology, and I try not to offend anyone, but I also try to use the right words because I think words have power.
They do.
And when used right, you can stop a lot of anger fast when you explain the reason why I'm using this word is because this is the original meaning.
Assuming the person who's talking to you has heard the explanation.
Yes,
That's the biggest.
exactly. And in the South, we are so sarcastic, you know,
No.
and you realize that when you think about you realize that when you think about even directions.
No. Bless her heart.
Exactly. There you go. Bless your heart. That does not mean. I hope everything's fine. That means go behind those bushes and yourself. And whenever we're driving, we go. And I noticed this coming home from someone from Wisconsin. You hear. How much further do we have to go? Oh, just a little ways.
Just
and
a little.
they expect it to be 5 minutes down the road. We're traveling like 20
no,
minutes.
No,
like,
we didn't say it'd be just a minute. It's just a little ways.
A little ways,
Exactly.
not just a minute.
So we're so sarcastic, and we don't even realize it a lot of times.
It's definitely in our vernacular.
So it's that subtext mixed with the right word that I think really helps.
Just like fixing.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I'm
fixing
fixing
shit.
to.
It's not, I'm not fixing anything. I'm just fixing to go do something. Though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just as a side note, you can tell the time has changed since we've been talking. Yeah. It's a little bit cooler. And that is part of talk in the front yard.
Yes.
Yep.
Front yard talk. And we will be right back for the next segment. We was 8 minutes. That was good.